Good morning and welcome to the 1 Million Cups podcast for the community, by the community. We are back with another episode. Today I have my friend Brett here. Brett, how are you doing today?
Hey, doing well, Deion. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So before we jump in, we'll talk about CFO Systems, your business, and the impact you're making. But before we get there, tell us about you. What's your background, your story? How did you get to where you are today?
Oh boy, how much time do we have? So I typically describe myself as a fifth generation Nebraska farm kid. Ancestors came over in the 1860s, settled in Wayne County, grew up on a farm, went to school at Wayne State College.
Wayne America, right?
Wayne America, there you go. Wayne America, got my accounting degree and came to Omaha and started working as a young auditor, young CPA with Deloitte & Touche. Took a very traditional route, 7 years in the public accounting world, jumped across the desk to work for a client that was going through an IPO, some M&A, and along the way, had 4 kids, raised 4 kids here in Omaha. And after we finished the IPO and some M&A, we sold the insurance company in a roll-up, and I went through a series of 3 different jobs because I was really good at clean up, turn around, build something. And in late 2004, I launched CFO Systems.
Wow. So this is so off topic, but you debunked the myth. You know, sometimes people say, oh, accountants, they don't have a personality, they don't talk. Well, you clearly break that myth.
Well, I think some would tell you, yeah, I'm much more the entrepreneur or a businessman with an accounting degree.
Yeah, I love that.
Much different than an accountant.
For sure. So you launched CFO Systems. Tell us about your company. What do you guys do for those that don't know?
Sure. CFO Systems is that professional services firm that's primarily CFOs, controllers, HR directors, and recruiters that we're here for the middle market, lower middle market organizations that on a fractional basis, gosh, it'd be nice to have a CFO or controller 2 days a week, 3 days a week. And our focus from early on was, look, if we're in there on a fractional basis and we can help them outgrow us, that's a huge success.
Absolutely.
So we started with fractional, it's still the bulk of our business, and then we evolved into interim, so fractional is long-term part-time, interim is full-time short duration. Fractional might be 3 to 5 years, interim is probably 3 to 6, maybe 9 months. And then we added recruiting to say, you know what, we know we need to be replaced, we need to find a successor eventually. So
Sure.
Let's do it ourselves. We're nationwide. We've got right at 100 people on the team,
Wow.
all the way from New York to San Diego, Seattle to Miami. Heavy presence here in the Midwest. Kansas City, Omaha, Sioux Falls, Fargo, Kansas City, Des Moines, and Minneapolis.
Absolutely.
And Green Bay.
Wow, so literally coast to coast.
Literally coast to coast.
So for the entrepreneurs that are going to see this, how did you muster up enough courage to even start a company? You know, sometimes people are afraid, they don't want to fail, but you went all in and you've grown your business literally coast to coast, and you're helping a lot of people, so.
How did I get started? So Glenn asked me at this, one of the first questions, and a lot of people ask, why did you start it? And the answer is, I needed to feed my kids. It's that simple. I was a young CFO for about a $20 million company, went through a bunch of turmoil, we got it cleaned up, turned around, settled down, and they said, we don't need a full-time CFO anymore. We're eliminating the position. Thanks for all you've done. Here's 4 weeks of severance, and good luck. And I talked to a mentor. I said, you know, I've got 4 kids, I've got 6 weeks to Christmas, and I've got 4 weeks of cash. He said, well, you talked about starting your own thing. You better get started. And I said, did you understand? I've got 4 little ones, I got 6 weeks, and I got 4 weeks cash. He said, I understand. Do you understand? You better get started. So it was actually, I got to make sure my kids have a good Christmas. And it took off. The bankers, the lawyers, the CPA said, oh yeah, I got a client that needs some help. I got a client, can you guys work with a doctor? And pretty quickly, it was, I need some more help because I can't do this all myself. So I brought in somebody as a controller, and then I brought in another controller, and then I brought in another CFO. And the groundswell just started slowly in 05, 06, and then about 2012, we really said, okay, what do we want this to be? And decided we could be a large organization. And one of the things I'm most proud of, and the team is so very proud of, we've been on the Inc. 5000 list of fastest growing companies.
Wow.
9 times. 9 times in the last 11 years, we've been one of the fastest growing firms in America. And we take a huge pride in that because it's a hard calculation. It's what's your revenue compared to what it was 2 years ago, and as long as it's growing rapidly, and it's a pure math calculation, it's our clients telling the economy, telling their trusted advisors that CFO Systems is good, and we help.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, and congrats on earning your way onto that list. I know it's not you just submit an application, there's no due diligence, excuse me. So.
Yeah, it's not flowery, it's a hard number. What's your revenue last year? What was it 2 years ago? All right, you're either on the list or not on the list.
So for other entrepreneurs that will see this, what tips or advice would you give them to kind of really get started? I know you said it's a little slower in the beginning, but then you hit a certain point where you just keep growing.
That's a long, and there are books and courses written about that, Deion. My simple approach is you got to sell something. And I've worked with some people that, I need a formal business plan, I need to really structure it, and on and on. For a services firm, you just need to get out and sell something. Get that first client, get that second client, figure out what people are really needing. The market evolves constantly.
Absolutely.
And so getting clients is the most important thing, and serving them well, and serving their stakeholders well. The other thing I would say, and I'm a voracious reader. I follow a lot of the old guys like Stephen Covey, Zig Ziglar. Zig Ziglar had a great line, many great lines if you're a Zig fan,
sure.
But one of the Zig lines was, he said, the thing I've found is the more salesmen I have, the more sales I have.
As simple as it is.
As simple as that. Get some salesmen, get some sales, and get out and produce.
Absolutely. It's funny, as simple as it sounds, the more salespeople you have, the more growth you probably will have, the more sales you'll make.
Absolutely.
For sure. So how have you embodied this in your organization? Leadership is difficult, it's tricky right now, especially you have teams and offices spread throughout the U.S. How do you keep your team client-centric, or your organization, so you're delivering quality services?
That's, again, you ask good questions. That would be an interesting one to ask my team. I think I know the answer. I know what our intent is. How successful we are, the team would answer. So we have a monthly team meeting. We use technology. We've been tech-oriented from day one. We've never had a server. We were one of the early adopters of Office 365. So we have our monthly team meeting. We have weekly meetings for industry focus, for some other things. A big part of it is we spent the time to really dig inside and say, what are our core values? And we discerned 6 years ago, we've got 4 core values. Take care of your family first, get stuff done, work as a team, and be completely truthful and transparent. And so we focus on that and challenge ourselves every day. Is this consistent with our core values? And a key part of it is we interpret team as ask for help. So if I trust you and I want to build your confidence and your self-confidence, the best thing I can do is ask for your help. Say, Deion, I need your help on this. Deion, what do you think? How should we do this? And we reinforce that every day, and our people do a great job. The questions and the requests for help that go through the system every day is just phenomenal. That's the big part. The other thing we do, back to the Zig conversation about more salesmen, we encourage people to get out and do business development. We talk about breakfast, coffee, lunch, and happy hour. There's another great phrase from a book 30 years ago. People like to do business with people they like.
Absolutely.
All things being equal, people would rather do business with a friend. All things not being equal, people would rather do business with a friend. So our approach, our culture is get out and have breakfast with somebody. Get out and have lunch with somebody. Chris and I and 3 of us were at a group last night called 100 Men Who Care. Very cool organization. 90 minutes, quick happy hour, quick presentation by 3 different nonprofits, and you just develop relationships with good people. That's the other thing. We've learned, sometimes the hard way, that not only are our core values important to us and our team, but also our clients. So if we have a potential client or a client that doesn't share our core values, it doesn't go well. So we need to discern as quickly as possible, is this somebody that shares our core values?
Yeah. Oh, there is so much to unpack there, from you guys having strong core values, and they're unwavering, it sounds like.
Absolutely.
A lot of times companies think, oh, everyone has money, everyone's money is green, so I want to work with you. But if we don't share values, we probably aren't going to be a good fit, and it's a two-way street. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're very, very proud of our core values, and we've had people on the team say things like, this is the first place I work that not only can I remember the core values, but we actually live them.
Live them, for sure. Yeah, and I also found it super impressive that you all ask people on your team, what do you think, or how can we do this? It's not this dictatorship or top-down approach, and you tell everyone what to do, so.
Yeah. Well, if you look at our demographics and you look at the CFO Systems team, and it's built intentionally as a group of experienced professionals. But again, we're very clear, we understand well what we are and what we aren't. We're not a good training ground. So I came from the public accounting world. A lot of people on the team spent some time in public accounting as CPAs. They spent some time in corporate accounting. We're not a good training ground for new grads.
For sure.
The big corporates and the CPA firms do a great job of hiring new graduates and training them, and then we'll take them after they've got experience in the training. And so if you have a group of 100 people with 4,000 years experience, you need to reach out to them and utilize it.
No, that's awesome. Kind of a cheat code, honestly.
Yeah, that's a good term.
So as you are going through this, cycle, what do you see? If I remember correctly, you said you started in 2006, 2008, 2009, stuff hit the fan, and everything, the markets are cyclical. So what do you see like this next phase or this next wave? How is it going to impact your business? And what pivots do you see with AI, machine learning, technology?
You ask about 10 questions, 10 topics in one question.
You're making it hard on you.
So the cycles, and I need to be careful not to sound braggadocio, but we've seen that we're best suited for clients that are in some level of stress, some level of turmoil, out on the news cycles now they call it turbulence. And turbulence can be, oh, we're in the ditch and the bank's breathing down our neck and we need turnaround help. Or it can be, we're going through the roof and we're double, triple, quadrupling our revenue and we need some help. We need better systems, we need controls, we need more people. We need to understand at what point in time do we bring in an additional type of capital? Do we go to VC? Do we go to the banks? And so when the 08-09 recession hit, our business boomed. When the recession was over, call it 2010, 11, and it's like the sun came up, the storm was over, sun came up, and our business boomed. Knock on wood, during COVID, our business boomed. Post-COVID, our business boomed. Where it reminds me of the commodity traders at ConAgra. They always taught me that, look, we do well if prices go up or prices go down. Where we don't do well is if it's just flat. I'd say CFO Systems is very similar, that we'll do well in a boom time, we'll do well in a bust time or a recession. So what do I see with AI? One of the greatest lines out there is, you're not going to lose your job to AI. You're going to lose your job to somebody that uses AI.
Absolutely.
And so we look at that, and we just had a all-team meeting yesterday and launched an informal group at CFO Systems of, all right, new technology. Who on the team is already an AI enthusiast, and who's experimenting with, and who do we go to ask for help? Simple things that again, you take 100 people with decades, centuries of experience, and they've already experimented. So we've got one of our CFOs in Atlanta is using AI to create formulas in her Excel spreadsheets. You take a bunch of accountants, we live and die with Excel spreadsheets. Yeah. She's using AI to streamline, automate her spreadsheets. Never saw a book or a podcast or any training session on, hey, you can use AI to streamline your spreadsheets. But the creativity is phenomenal. So it goes back to your earlier question of, why would you not call on that type of energy and creativity?
For sure.
If we turn on the TV, there's a dozen or more channels with hundreds of pundits telling us what the economy is going to do or isn't going to do, what the market is doing, isn't doing. I'm of that, again, of that opinion, that approach, that it matters on a micro level, but on a macro level in the long run, you can't bet against America. You can't bet against the American economy. You know that that companies are going to skyrocket and companies are going to struggle, and the ag economy drives so much of America. The tech economy drives so much of America, and we'll always bet on America.
No, I love that, and thanks for answering my ridiculous one question, but it was really like 20 in one, so that was awesome.
Yeah.
No, but I really and genuinely appreciate your approach to business. Most companies don't tap into people's creative thought processes or mindsets. It's usually, oh, these are the leaders, these are the directors. Anything they say goes, and we don't care about anyone else's opinion. So.
Yep. Yeah, it's so short-sighted, and so I could play amateur psychologist. I just sat down had a conversation with a board chair yesterday, and they're struggling with CFO because the CFO is very focused on being in control and micro-directing, micromanaging, and the team is just churning and in turmoil, and what do they do? And so our approach is just, why would I try to micromanage somebody who's got 30 years experience and has done a phenomenal job? Somebody's been through several cycles. Somebody's been through IPOs, been through M&A. There's no point in me trying to micromanage anybody.
For sure. It sounds like your company has a lot of trust, right? And it probably goes back into not hiring a fresh grad, someone that's a little green. Like you said, if someone has been doing this job or the work for 20, 30 years, probably don't have to micromanage them, especially if they fit your core values.
Spot on. You nailed it right there. It starts with the core values, and it starts with that energy and that creativity.
For sure.
Again, if you look at the people on our team, somebody with 30 years experience has probably had 4 or 5 jobs. They've been through some M&A. They've gone through an IPO. You mentioned trust. Trust is one of those things that can be granted quickly or earned slowly, but we realize that the trusted advisors, the Baird Holmes and the bankers, the lawyers, the CPAs, the insurance brokers, their clients trust them. And when that trusted advisor says, you know what, you need to call CFO Systems, let me make an introduction, they're investing a part of their reputation. That banker is investing her reputation in us to bring us to her customer. So core values, absolutely huge. Trust just overlays everything. and whether it's team to team saying, hey, I don't know how to handle this, somebody on the team help me, or the banker or the lawyer saying, you know what, you need some help, let me introduce you to CFO Systems. Yeah. And then of course the client, not to leave out the client, but the client trusts us.
Yeah, that's amazing. And my friends always say social capital, right? You burn a little social capital. I'm going to make this introduction, but I trust them and they're going to do great work. So
yeah.
Love that.
Yep, absolutely.
So pivoting a little bit, if you were to, let's just say, look back on your life, what are some of the things you wish you would have learned earlier for like the younger generations?
That's the old man question. Looking back on your life, those 6 decades of what do I
knowledge?
Yeah,
right?
what do I wish I would have known? Simple things. I mean, from at a real simple, somewhat crass level. Buy Berkshire, buy Apple, buy IPOs on opening day. And it's somewhat trite. Spend more time with the family. I distinctly remember kid events that I skipped because I thought the job needed me. I thought the employer, and this was when I was a corporate guy, I thought the company needed me. Vacations that I missed. Some family weddings that I said, I got to stay here and work on this. Those things, I wish I had known better earlier. The others, I was so very blessed. I had a lot of really good mentors early on, and still do, whether in the public accounting firm or in the corporate world. Just had some phenomenal mentors, and several who are in the Nebraska and Omaha Business Hall of Fame. So I'm very fortunate in so many ways. That what do I wish I would have known? A lot of the personal things,
for sure.
A few financial things. I'm very thankful that I learned to work my butt off, and being, not to stereotype, but being a farm kid working 60 hours a week during high school and college, and coming to Omaha and having a job where 50 hours was considered intense.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Like, this is easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, selfishly, that really hit me in the heart because I'm shamelessly kind of a workaholic, and I'm at that point we talked where my wife and I are talking about kids, and those are the moments you can't get back, and it's like, should I really be pulling an all-nighter to work for a company? So as an entrepreneur, I think it is important to focus on the things you'll never get back. So.
Yeah, I agree. At the same time, my kids, we've got 5 kids in a blended family. My kids heard and saw early on that this work-life balance that so many talk about doesn't mean day by day, might not mean week by week, probably should mean month by month, that, all right, work is important, family is important, and to overweight one or the other for a short time is often necessary. But over whether it's a month or 3 months, it really does need to balance out.
I love that.
And the kids need to see and understand that their games, their recitals, their PTA, their, parent-teacher conferences, those are all important, just as important. But they also see and hear and understand that work is important, and the clients matter.
Yeah, I love your reframe there. You're such a big thinker. I love it, and I think you're absolutely right. It's kind of like you think of an accountant. There are busy seasons, tax season, it picks up, but then it like dies down. So I would imagine your career is going to be like that as well.
Very much, yeah. Accounting is still very stereotypical.
For sure. So as we are winding down, how can people support CFO Systems? How can we plug into you? Is it a follow? How can we uplift you?
Oh, we're not. I wasn't expecting that. How can people support us? I guess the easy answer is be aware of us and think about organizations, and we specifically avoid the term businesses because 10% of our clients are nonprofits. So organizations that need some help or would benefit from some help. And again, whether it's in the ditch, we need help getting back up on the road, or if it's we're skyrocketing, how do we handle the hyper growth? Think about CFO Systems. Think about this could go into a whole nother realm. Think about the difference between a CFO and a tax CPA and a banker and an investment advisor. We all are numbers people. We've seen situations where people call on the wrong skill set in a situation. So, if my daughter crashes her bike and jumps up and her arm is hurting, I don't take her to the dentist. I don't take her to the chiropractor. I take her to the ER. And if you see an organization that's in some sort of stress, a CPA is invaluable at the right time, but a CFO is invaluable at this time of stress.
For sure.
And especially somebody who's been there, done that.
Absolutely. So are there keywords or like triggers we should listen for? Like, we're going bankrupt, or we just 10X and then we need help.
10X is a big one. We can't get financials. We haven't had financials. The bank is frustrated. A nonprofit called, and hey, so when is our 990 due? So it's a little bit of that. I don't know what the issues are, but I know there's an issue to we're running out of money. Where do we go get more capital?
For sure.
Any sort of, or oh my God, we're going gangbusters. Look at this pipeline. We need more people. We've got a recruiting division. We need more people.
Wow.
Just listen for those phrases that indicate some sort of stress.
No, awesome. So as we wind down, any final words, any final tips for the viewers?
We're here at 1 million cups, right? 1 million cups. And such a great ecosystem of entrepreneurs. Omaha is a great system for entrepreneurs and the number of world-class organizations that have started here. We've got the energy, we've got the intellect. I'd say that we really we couldn't be at a better place and a better time to start an organization, whether it's AI-oriented like yours or accounting-oriented like ours. Something as old as accounting or as fresh and new as AI, we can build a business here in Omaha. And I think we can reach out to the world.
Absolutely. The beautiful thing is they can coexist and work together, right? So
absolutely.
AI is impacting accounting and everything else in this world. So the opportunity is there. The stage is set. Brett, this was amazing. Thank you so much for being on the episode. And with that, we are wrapped.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Yep.
And cut.
Thank you.